What is going on, everybody? Good to see you all. What is up, Dragonic, Someone Silly, Transition Maker, Mighty Munchkin, James the Catboy, Giratina, Maddie Kitten. What's up, everyone? Welcome on in. Hope you're all having a great day. Welcome to the weekend. Ladies and gentlemen, the weekend. How is everyone's week? I'm sure we have a lot to talk about. A lot of big announcements this week. Mr. Wolf, what's going on? Congratulations on the immersive Giratina, Mighty Munchkin. Not at all jealous that you got the immersive Giratina, and I haven't gotten one since the Celebi. But congratulations, that's awesome. Week was good, glad to hear it, Dragonic. Kieran, good morning, mate. Or I should say good afternoon. Been playing Monster Hunter Wilds. Maddie, I've been hearing great things about that game and that series in general, but I've never played it. Okay, hold on a second. We got a little bit of a situation. One moment, please. Okie dokie, back at it. It's all pre-recorded, that's right. Yep, just a new bit, absolutely. Big Cheese, what's going on, buddy? Who's ready for Audino today? Good question. We got the whole, Mega Audino stuff going on in Pokemon Go today? Dragonic, what was your first shiny in TCG Pocket? Final Fantasy XIV's newest patch. I haven't played 14. How is 14? I stopped playing with, like, I played through 10. I tried 11, didn't like it. I played 12 and 13. Right? Did I play 13? At least 12. I didn't beat it, though. Switch 2 poll. Wow, such controversy. I know. Weedle. Congratulations on the shiny Weedle. The only shiny I have so far is the Wiglet that we got last weekend. You only open the first set because you want to complete that set? That's fair. I tried to do that too. I tried to complete the first set before the second set came out, second set before the third set came out, and now I'm just at the point where I don't have the Dialga Palkia set done, I don't have the Arceus set done, and now I don't have the, whatever the shiny set is. I don't have that done yet either. It's an MMORPG. Oh, yeah, I mean, I like MMORPG, or that's not what I was trying to say. I like RPGs. I'm not a big fan of MMORPGs. I'm more of a single-player type of guy. Yeah, Dragonic, I saw that. It is definitely being a butt for poor Brandon. You got the shiny Charmander and Scarlet and Violet and shiny Charizard in Pocket. Nice. Very cool. You're wrong about C-Dot. It's 20% spawn rate. Got it in 20. No way. You got the shiny C-Dot, Kieran? And you got the Yamper in 255. You've already knocked out 2 on Route 2, and C-Dot was like the scariest one to get. Kieran, did you start with the hard one? Did you start with the non-overworld spawn just to get it out of the way? You're going to wait for the Switch 2? Yeah, I mean, at this point, I don't know if us in the U.S. are going to have a chance whether or not we want to wait for it or not. I think... depending on what happens with the tariffs and the pre-orders and everything, I'm not sure if we're gonna have an option of buying it early. Single player options with the Duty Aid feature, just not for trials or any dungeons, but you can do your own with the characters and their dialogue. Okay, gotcha. Just pulled regular EX, nice. I only have, I think, 1 EX from the new set. I think the Wiglet's the only EX I have. Or, not Wiglet, Wugtrio. Most people might have to wait till Black Friday to even buy it. I mean, who knows? Who knows? It's all kind of up in the air right now. We do have a sub goal this weekend of 2025. I think it would be neat to have the same number of subs as the year that it is currently. So, we got that. We will be opening up a bunch of packs today. I did some more battles, like solo battles in TCG Pocket to get more hourglasses. So I think we can open up 7 or 8 packs today. I also have the Guess the Plush ready to go and the Guess the Superhero, the Marvel Superhero ready to go. People are spamming to lower the price as well to buy the Switch 2. Same thing happened with the 3DS and it was lowered. What happens to the Switch 2 then? Look, I understand, because, yeah, I was watching that Treehouse the other day. Hey, Dr. Waffles, what's going on? I was watching that Treehouse the other day, and it was insane. There was like 80,000 plus people watching it, and the chat was nothing but spamming drop the price. But here's the deal. I'm not happy about the price. I'm not happy specifically about the price of the games. But the fact of the matter is, this isn't happening within a vacuum. I mean, in fact, if anything, I'm a little bummed out. I thought it was scary that the pricing already reflected what they were expecting from the tariffs. And maybe it was what they were expecting, but then the tariffs ended up being higher. So, and I'm talking solely as a U.S. citizen right now. But it's naive and a little ignorant to complain to Nintendo about the pricing in an economy like this. It stinks. Obviously, I want it cheaper, but I don't see them dropping the price at all. No way. How do you get more hourglasses to open packs? So there's a lot of like missions, particularly with the solo battles, where like when you beat a deck in the solo battles for the first time, it will give you like 5 hourglasses. So I've just been knocking out a bunch of those with the new set. Cursed regional form that was added to Elite Redux. Sure, yeah, drop it in the Discord. I'll check it out later. Could have at least made $375, but that's what I'm saying. Not in today's market. That would not happen. That would not happen. Made the conscious decision to hold off on the Switch 2. Decide you'll hang on till the new Pokemon games are exclusive to the 2. Can't go crazy with money this year. That's a responsible choice, Kieran. That's a very responsible choice. You don't know how you feel about the entire situation. The price of the system you're sort of fine with. The games, yeah, I'm in the same boat. Like, obviously, I wish the Switch 2, and this is based off of what the prices were like 3 days ago. I wish the Switch 2 was cheaper, but I don't think it's crazy. The games are a little concerning, although when I was looking at some listings on Target and Walmart yesterday, I saw like, okay, Mario Kart was 80, Donkey Kong was 70, Street Fighter 6 was 60. One of the what was that Square Enix remaster game? Something about fairies. That was like 40. Have I read about the battery life? I have not, Kieran. Although to be fair, I'm the type of person that like I don't really play unless it's plugged in to begin with. I know it's apparently bad for the battery in the long run, but I'd rather just always have it plugged in than like try and search for the charger. What's going on, Dr. Waffles? Aren't acknowledging the tariffs. I mean, it's a fact. I mean, I don't care how you feel about politics. I'm not going to get into a political situation or a political conversation. I mean, it doesn't matter which side of the aisle you're on. The tariffs are a fact. I don't understand why anybody would be in denial about them existing. 2.5 to 6 hours playing the game, playing mostly handheld, so that's a big yikes. Yeah, I could see that being a big yikes. So yeah, so almost $100 more cheese, almost $100 more than it was in 2017. You're interested in the 007 Project game? I am too. I'm also super excited to replay Colosseum, play Gale of Darkness for the first time, and play Wind Waker again. Just like the denial. Yeah, I don't understand the denial. I could understand the thought process of either thinking that the tariffs are good for the economy or the tariffs are bad for the economy. And I'm not going to get into which side of the fence I lean on in that. I can understand those two arguments. I just can't understand the denial of it. Dragonic, thank you for the new light goal. But yeah, just in my opinion, I'm just going to straight up say it. If people are complaining to Nintendo about the pricing, particularly in the US, they're just living in a bubble. Just living in a bubble of naivety. I can accept something and not approve of something. I don't approve of more expensive games, but I can accept they are more expensive games. Video games are a luxury, not a right. This is true too. I mean, at the end of the day, this is all luxury based. It's not a necessity for life. Some things are expensive, and it's your choice whether or not you want to decide if it's worth spending your money on or not. The price of the Switch 2 didn't give me pause. The price of the games gave me some pause. The first, I mean, I will say this. I will jump on kind of the bandwagon in this aspect. The first red flag was when they were showing the tutorial game, during the direct and ended it by saying it's going to be a paid downloadable game. It is ridiculous. It is silly to have to pay for a tutorial game. That should have been built in standard with the system. Okay, James. $49.99 by itself is not too bad. Yeah, I mean, it's expensive. I'm not going to say $450 isn't a lot of money. But I don't think it's outside the realm of plausibility as a jump up from the Switch. That is, if it's going to stay $450. That's what we don't know. We don't know if it's going to stay at that price point or if it's going to increase. It's the equivalent of, hey, we have Wii Sports with your Wii, but if you want an extra $30, yeah, it's just, it's just silly, especially tutorial. Found Harvest Executor last weekend. Nice, got changed its moveset. Nice, Mighty Munchkin. Congratulations. Sire, I am trying to get the shiny Kangaskhan. Trying to knock off another one on this challenge. Trying to get all the shinies that have Mega Evolutions before ZA comes out. We're at 39 out of 47. Eric, good morning, my friend. How are you? Do you have to work today? Is that why you're up early? Or are you just up early to see me? What else is going on? When's the Vanillite Community Day? Hey, that sub count went up to 2019, one closer to our sub goal for the weekend of 2025. If that was you, please let me know so I can say thank you. Up early to watch the stream? Oh, Eric. I appreciate you. Day off? Nice. Any big plans? Ever play Pokemon Coliseum? Green Beans, I did. I had Pokemon Coliseum back in the day. I bought it exclusively to get all the, to catch all the catchable Pokemon and transfer them into my Gen 3 games. But I ended up having a lot of fun playing the game. I no longer have it, but I'm super excited about being able to replay it on the NSO GameCube on the Switch too. I have not played Gale of Darkness, so I'm looking forward to that. Oh, April 27th is the Vanillite? Thank you, Dragonic. I don't know why, I thought it was sooner than that. Play more Ultra Sun, steal some more shinies, do it, someone silly. Green Beans, yeah, so they announced during the Nintendo Direct this week that if you have the Nintendo Switch Online Premium and a Switch 2, they're adding GameCube games to the games that are included, including Coliseum, Gale of Darkness, Wind Waker. I can't remember the other games. There was like 3 or 4 other games they mentioned, but those are the, like, after I heard those 3 names, I started jumping up and down and didn't pay attention anymore. Ty the Tasmanian Tiger, they could. I'd love for them to bring back a few more GameCube games. I really liked it. Only heard about the Mario Kart price drama. Fair. I mean, that is what a lot of people are talking about. And we're not out of that drama yet. Particularly if you're in the U.S. It might get worse. So if you're in the U.S., just be prepared. Be prepared. It might get even more expensive. Stuff around the house when you messaged me yesterday. You were at BJ's with your family. That was you're going out for the weekend? Nice. Having a nice inside weekend. I do that a lot. Hope the family's doing well. Hold on to your hula hoops. That's right. Hey, also, can we get some hype in the chat for Kieran? Kieran and I were talking earlier in the stream about the fact that he got the shiny C-Dot and Yamper, but we kind of buried the lead there. Kieran finally, the other day, got his shiny 5% Hoot Hoot on Route 1 in Sword and Shield that he's been going for since December. I thought the man was going to have a breakdown, but he persevered. And Kieran, congratulations, buddy. Oh, yeah, I guess your weekend is Friday and Saturday instead of Saturday and Sunday, huh, Eric? So how about Gage Perez going live last night? How crazy was that? I know a few of you were in there. That was super cool. It was good to see him. Your phone's so glitchy, Pocket doesn't work because of the glitching? Oh, that stinks. Have you tried turning it off and turning it back on? Yeah, Dragonic, you were definitely there. You can open a pack in 2 minutes? Do it. We're going to be opening up, like, I don't even know, like 7 or 8 packs here in about an hour and 10 minutes. Yeah, last time I saw a Gage was the night that Indigo Disc came out. And, of course, being the legend that he is, he got a shiny early on in the stream. Got that beautiful shiny Oddish. Opening one more pack later because you reached another level. Sweet. Yeah, I leveled up yesterday. I'm really excited to play Donkey Kong. That looks really fun. It's like Mario Odyssey, but with Donkey Kong. I'm absolutely going to be downloading the additional content for Kirby's Forgotten Land. I really enjoyed that game, and I 100%ed it, and I'm happy I now have more stuff to do in it. Obviously, I'm going to get Mario Kart. And, you know, in late fall, obviously, I'll get ZA. I haven't decided whether or not I'm going to get the downloadable stuff for Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom yet. Got a couple of good hits in Pocket this morning. Giratina EX and the full set Grafai. Nice, Kieran. Shiny Cornholio, good morning. Loops, good morning. Helpy, good morning. Oh yeah, Metroid Prime 4 Beyond. Very excited about that. I'm a huge Metroid fan. Snorlax Gamer, welcome on in. Nice to see ya. And that sub count's now up at 2020, which is a beautiful number that no one could ever have an issue with. If that was you that got us at 2020, please let me know so I can say thank you. Metroid Prime looks delicious. Yeah, I was watching about 15 minutes of the gameplay footage at on the Treehouse Direct, or Treehouse live stream the other day. I wasn't paying attention to the chat because all the chat said was drop the price, but I was watching the gameplay from Metroid Prime 4. It looked pretty awesome. I got to see apparently the first boss battle, which looked a lot of fun. And I was really, honestly, on the fence. I shouldn't even say on the fence. I was not at all impressed about the idea of turning a Joy-Con into like a little rolly mouse. But after watching how they were playing Metroid Prime 4, now I'm interested. And that Snorlax Gamer subscribing, thank you so much. Favorite grass type starter? Gotta be Rowlet. Gotta be Rowlet. What's yours? Age of Imprisonment looks cool. I never played any of the Hyrule Warrior games. I don't even know how many there are. I haven't done the research. I don't really understand what type of game those are. If anybody wants to like let me know like what style of game that is, I might even check out the earlier ones. Don't even get me started on the mouse. I'm having vision of damage immediately. Oh yeah, totally. But the way that they showed how it worked with specifically with Metroid Prime and the pinpoint accuracy of shooting, like, it really reminded me of like playing like first person shooters on a computer. 3 so far, holy smokes. Oh, help you, your favorite's Rowlet too? Nice. Matthew Snyder, good morning to you. And that sub count went up again, 2021. That's crazy. Just reset your phone. Now it works perfectly fine. It isn't glitchy or hot. That's good. That's good. It's important to reset your phone every once in a while. Dragonic, your favorite's Rowlet too? I did not realize that. Now that Matthew Snyder's here, it reminds me, because whenever I see Matthew Snyder, I think King of Pokemon Go. I DM'd Matthew Snyder yesterday, and I know you're all going to be super jealous, but yesterday I got myself, in Pokemon Go, a shiny Burmy. Bless me. 4125 Celesteal and counting. Yikes, Matthew. I hope you get it soon. Oh, Odyssey's getting a free update too? Sweet. I love Odyssey. It took a long time for me to decide upon this. And it was not an easy decision. But I have decided that Super Mario Odyssey is my favorite Mario game. Brandon coming on in, try and tickle me. Tickled Razzie instead. Good morning, Brandon. Thank you guys for the blessings. It's crazy they're delaying the pre-orders for the Switch. I was a little surprised by that because here, like, I'll just be straight up blunt. I thought a lot of people on the internet were being very naive, complaining about the pricing, considering what's going on with the global economy right now. And then they announced that they were putting the pre-orders on hold in the U.S. at least because of the tariffs. And I thought, oh my God, I thought they already took the tariffs into account with the pricing. So I don't even know what the pricing is going to be now. Fully evolved form of Rowlet. Ah, Decidueye. Good Pokemon. Do I think Kangaskhan might have been faster than Let's Go? Probably so. Probably so, but I'd rather hunt it this way. And plus, I am terrified about it running. I know for a fact that if this thing shines in Sword or Shield, I'm going to catch it. In Pokemon Let's Go, I'm terrified that it's going to run away before I can catch it. Am I ready for the Nintendo 2 Switch game? Absolutely. Absolutely. I cannot wait, Joe. How about you? $1 million will buy you a Shirt Devil? Is that what you're saying, Brandon? I didn't know Shirt Devils were that expensive. You want the Switch too? I do as well. I think it's funny though that there was some confusion after the Direct, right? Because a lot of big stores in the U.S. Announced pre-orders starting on April 9th. But then if you signed up for if you signed up for interest on the Nintendo store to do a pre-order, they said that you'd find out on May 8th. And there's a lot of going back and forth. Shirt Devil's a new object mod. Can you imagine? There's a lot of debate and discussion going back and forth between like, okay, is the pre-order date April 9th everywhere other than Nintendo? And for Nintendo, you got to wait till May 8th to pre-order, and all the issues that cause. And now it's like, does any of that even matter? Because now we don't even know when the pre-orders are going to start. Kirby's Air Riders might be fun. I never played a Kirby Air Ride game before, but I did enjoy Kirby in the Forgotten Land. Dr. Evil Goofy Goober? Yes. Very, very goofy. Not scared of the price itself. You're scared about how long it'll take you to save the money to pay said price? Fair. Why can't the Nintendo make the Nintendo Switch $250? Wouldn't that be nice? Just planning to buy the Switch when it releases. You don't have enough money left for the bundle with Mario Kart World, but you will in the next few months. Yeah, I mean, it actually surprised me. And I can't decide if I was happy about it or if I was not. I was surprised at how quickly the release date was. You know, we've been waiting for the Switch 2 news for a few years now. So we finally get this Direct on April 2nd, and they're like, it's coming out June 5th. I wasn't expecting it to be that soon. Joe, thank you for the subscription. Bring us up to 2022. We're only 3 subs away from our sub goal. Could be cheese. Who knows? Who knows? Would make sense to hold off on the console price. Yeah, Matthew. I mean, that's what surprised me the most. Like I was saying, when people were complaining about the prices, I was thinking to myself, like, you guys understand what's going on with the global economy right now, right? I'm not surprised at all that the prices were higher. I was a little surprised that at least some of the game costs went up that high, but I figured with what's going on, it makes sense. And then the next morning, when they announced they were putting pre-orders on hold because of the tariffs, I was shocked and nervous because I figured they already had taken the upcoming tariffs into consideration. Double boop the Hefty for a surprise. That's right. Just give me a little double boop on the face. Joe, thank you so much. I hope it goes well too. It's the timing, Matthew, right? It's the timing. They literally announced, like, it wasn't like it was a surprise either way, at least for the last couple of weeks. They literally had the Direct a couple hours before the tariff announcements. And we knew the tariff announcements were coming on April 2nd. I mean, I guess it's a little bit of, you know, Monday morning quarterbacking here, but it did seem a little surprising to me that the tariffs weren't already accounted for. Or I suppose maybe they were accounted for. They just weren't expecting the tariffs to be as high as they were. You have a VR YouTube channel. Very nice. Those consoles are already in shipping crate ready to go. Yeah. Now, the one thing I'm very interested about, and I believe the Germans have a word for this, it's called Schadenfreude, is I've heard stories about mom and pop shops mostly, or very small chains in the US, already accepting money for pre-orders. Even though the pre-orders don't officially start, or weren't supposed to officially start till the 9th, I have heard stories about some stores already accepting payments for pre-orders. Man, are they going to be screwed. Yeah, it'll be what it'll be. And at the end of the day, we'll just decide whether or not we feel it's worth paying for, right? Because, like, imagine you're the retailer that accepted someone's $450 for a Switch 2, but now it's announced that the Switch 2 is $500. What do you do? Do you go back to the person that already pre-ordered it and said, sorry, you got to pay more money now? That's not going to make that person happy. Do you just take the loss and sell it for $50 less than what it should be and lose money for your store doing it that way? Do you cancel the pre-order, reimburse everyone, not only lose that money, but then also get some angry customers that have possibly lost their shot at a pre-order? Yeah, we don't have a lot of rules here. Pretty easy to follow. No spam, no hate speech, no personal attacks, no foul language or obvious adult content. We do enjoy a good double entendre here or there, and no Pokemon battles in chat, but most importantly, make sure that you have fun. Go back and get the remainder of the balance. Why? Because where else are you going to get it for that original pre-order price? Any reasonable person would understand. Any reasonable person would understand, Matthew. Absolutely. Any reasonable person. I saw over 80,000 people spamming drop the price in the Treehouse Direct the other day. Code for Union Circle? Absolutely. If anybody wants to join Halpy in a Union Circle to collect some BP, feel free. We just try not to do battles in chat because it seems like you can't have an online battle in chat without a lot of trash talk. And that gets a little bit difficult to mod. I mean, logically, Matthew, your point is exactly right. It makes a lot of sense. But I also see a lot of people that are going to complain and say, what do you mean? I already paid my pre-order. Now you're asking me for more money? What kind of business are you? Because at the end of the day, they just don't want to pay more money. There will be some people that understand, absolutely. But I know there's going to be some people that won't understand. It's Nintendo. That's right, it's Nintendo. What's our poll looking like here? We got 54% saying yay for the Switch 2, 21 saying wah, and 25 for IDK. That sounds about where I expected it. I never did fully guess your Steelbook. Yeah, I'm sorry. It was a very busy week at work, Cheese. I'm sorry. It was slammed. I apologize. What was it? Brandon on the go, thank you for the like goal. Yeah, Kieran, that's something it was Akira? Was it really Akira? That's hilarious. That's hilarious. Alright, Helpy just dropped in a code if anybody wants to join, Union Circle to grind some BP. Now, Helpy, I'm gonna tell you, we got 17 people in the stream right now, and I'm not sure how many of them are currently playing Scarlet or Violet. So if no one joins, because we're not like the biggest channel in the world, if no one joins, don't take it personally. Feel free to ask again in a little bit. Yeah, we don't have the hugest audience at the moment. Gina, good morning. Make the plan $250 for a good reason, so it's fine for everyone. Joe, I would love for the Switch 2 to be $250, but that ain't gonna happen. It just ain't gonna happen. There's no way it's gonna be less expensive than what the Switch was. I'd love to be proven wrong. I would love for them to come back and say, like, you know what? We are now dropping the Switch by $200. But they're not. You're a huge audience. Get out of here, Cheese. Ultimately, it was a big screw-up in general from the mom and pop stores. They should not have taken pre-orders before Nintendo gave the green light. Yeah. They could. They could possibly lose Nintendo as a vendor. That's a very good point, Matthew. 2040 for Regirock and Pokemon Shield. Hope you get soon, Dragonic. You may or may not be shiny hunting as well. If you were shiny hunting someone silly, what would you be hunting for? Hefty sees a wild Oddish. His Pokeball, oh so squishy. He throws it with a shout. The Oddish pops right out. Hefty sighs, this game's too fishy. Brandon on the go, now writing limericks as well. Your sister's saying the other day she hasn't seen it? What the heck? Definitely not a Chansey? Okay. Gonna go for Regieleki after you have all 3 Reggie shiny? Nice. I'm not planning on seeing the Minecraft movie in the theater. At least not this weekend, Transition Maker. I'm not a huge Minecraft fan. The only time I played Minecraft is during collabs with shinies. If I hear good things about it, I'll probably end up watching it like when it comes to streaming. I don't have like a problem with the movie. I just don't have a huge desire to go see it in the theater. Too really freak out about any of it. Yeah, in fact, I'll be really honest and transparent with you guys. I'm a little relieved that the pre-orders aren't starting on the 9th because I'm not in a financial position at the moment to be dropping $500 next week. You've heard nothing but horror stories about kids in the theater since it released. I could understand that. At the same time, I'm the guy that was 20 years old that went to go see the first Pokemon movie in the theaters, and I was singing the theme song along with all the other little kids, and parents were giving me weird looks. My friends were embarrassed to have gone with me. Yeah, I was a little sus that day. I'm not going to deny it. But hey, I love Pokemon. I was very excited to see the first movie in the theater. You have to steal the neighbor's kid's lawnmower and go mow people's lawns to get money for the Switch too, but don't tell Officer Matthews. It'll be our secret, Brandon. Minecraft movie is a disaster of an experience in the theater. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I have a feeling that, how do I say this? The Minecraft movie is going to make a lot of money this weekend, as are the nearest pubs and taverns to said movie theaters. Don't you only need a certain amount to reserve the Switch too? It depends on how you're doing your pre-order. Like, if you go like in person to like a GameStop and stuff, usually you can put down a certain amount. That's called layaway. It might be a percentage or whatever. If you're going to pre-order online, you will, as far as I know, someone tell me if I'm wrong. I'd love to be wrong. If you're going to pre-order online, you do have to pay for the whole thing up front. Depending on where you purchase it from, they may run your card then, or they may not run the card until it's shipped. Like, I believe Amazon doesn't actually charge the card until it's shipped. They kicked out 3 families? Oh my gosh. Old Nintendo, the day's finding me very well. How about you? Can't wait for Mario Kart World. I think it's gonna be a lot of fun. And I'm hoping to get it in the bundle. I know it's supposedly like a digital version, but here's the thing. 1, buying it in the bundle is gonna be a lot cheaper than buying it on its own. And 2, Mario Kart is historically for me a game series that I'm not like a huge fan of by myself, but I do enjoy playing it with friends. So like I don't have like a personal connection with like Mario Kart, if that makes it, like I don't care if I get a digital version. Like I don't feel the need to get a physical version of Mario Kart, if that makes sense. I just feel like I got to get it so that I can play it with my friends. So I don't really care how I get it. Mobland with Tom Hardy and Pierce Brosnan. And what streaming service will I not be able to watch that on, Kieran? The Chosen. What movie is that? I haven't heard of that one, Cheese. You rejoice that's the weekend for you have plenty of work to accomplish around this humble abode. I hear ya. Paramount Plus. I actually have a subscription to Paramount Plus, I believe. But I think today is going to be the day. I think today is going to be the day that I start Invincible. I've taken a little bit of a break since Severance ended. I haven't been really watching any new shows other than random, like, true crime docuseries on Netflix that nobody cares about. But I haven't gotten into a new show since Severance Season 2 ended, so I think today is going to be the day that I start Invincible. I don't know if anyone is currently playing Scarlet or Violet, but Helpy is looking for some help in grinding some BP. That's the code that Helpy keeps dropping. So just, you know, if you're interested. Kieran, your Audi washes cars in exchange for pie. Bomb Switch 1912. I'll take that, Shiny Cornholio. Watching The Good Place. Oh, I love The Good Place. How far into it are you, Matthew? I love The Good Place. It's a series that usually show in theaters first and release streaming a few months later. So episodes 1 and 2 is part 1, 3, 4, 5 part 2, and 6, 7, 8 part 3. Cheese, send me a DM to a link about where I can learn more about this. Why, thank you, old Nintendo dude. Why can't I frickin' wake up? Because you were up late, Ari. You were up late hanging out with Mr. Perez. And when I say late, I mean probably a normal time, considering I'm much older than you and you're one time zone behind me. Season 3. 4 seasons total, if I remember correctly? Matthew? No, I love The Good Place. I thought it was a fantastic show. Yeah, that's fair, Helpy. You know what? That's a smart idea. Go ahead and start getting some BP on your own, and then occasionally, if you want to drop a message in the chat like, hey, I'm farming BP right now. Anyone else interested? That's probably the most efficient way to do it. You're so smart. Don't know if it's in my wheelhouse. We never had an adult conversation about the genre show. What's the genre? Tell me that first. You guys start watching Invincible on Freevee? Nice. I am a little annoyed that religious. Okay. It depends. It depends. I'll just say it depends, Cheese. It depends on what path that follows. I'm not opposed to a show based off of religion or religion as a big theme. I guess it just depends on how they apply it. Ivo Online, what's going on? Good to see you. One thing I am a little annoyed about is I read the first 3 trade paperbacks of Invincible, which Kieran was able to help me find out. The first 3 trade paperbacks are basically the first season of Invincible. I'm not able to find the Volume 4 in the same format. I can get a Volume 4, but they're in digest formats, and my store has 5 through 12. I have 1 through 3. And I want to get the 4th one in the same format as the rest of the series. Experiment 221, it's been a while. How are ya? Not a secular production company? That does help. That does help. Your Audi picks Bulbasaur and only uses Tackle. What's going on? Nothing to see here. Volume 4 is at your comic shop. Is it the digest version with the one-eyed alien on the front, or is it the tall version with the white, the white spine and the yellow at the bottom saying Volume 4? Villy, good morning. Good to see you. One-Eyed Alien. Yeah, see, that's the problem. That's the new version. I mean, there's nothing wrong with it, right? Like they've since the popularity of Invincible, they've re-released all the or they're in the process of re-releasing all the volumes in smaller digest format books with new cover art, and there's nothing wrong with that. But my first 3 volumes and the rest of the volumes at my comic shop are in the taller original format. And it's just my OCD. I want the volume 4 that would fit along with all the others. And it's getting a little bit harder to find that format. Yeah, it's just not what I'm looking for. Old Nintendo, thank you so much for the shiny luck. Villy, we haven't really had a chance to talk about it too much. What did you think of the Switch 2 Direct? And I don't mean like every moment of the Direct, but like what jumped out at you, pros and cons? Am I gonna get the other volumes to make sure I have those at least? No, I'm not, Kieran. Just knowing my comic shop the way I do, they don't sell a lot of graphic novels and trade paperbacks. Most of their customer base is the actual comic books or the floppies themselves. So I know I could probably go months. And those volumes won't be touched. And sick in bed with a cold. Oh no! I'm sorry to hear that, Experiment. Thoughts on Rhett and Link's song OCD? I don't know that song. Your Audi strictly prefers middle stage evolutions. Hey, nothing wrong with a middle stage evolution. Con camera accessory. Have a feeling we will be seeing them in clearance section of Walmart 2-3 years. Oh, absolutely, absolutely. And my understanding is that any UBC camera will work. So I know a lot of people have those kind of lying around. Is there an aversion to trade paperbacks in the hobby? No. I mean, there's not an aversion. It's just, there's certain clientele. Where I live, the patrons of the comic store are more of the diehard comic book fans, as opposed to I don't know how to say this correctly. You have your hardcore fanboy nerds that like go into the comic shop and buy the new comics every week, like myself. And then you have people that might go to a comic shop because they want to read a story they heard about. You know, they want to pick up The Sandman. They want to pick up Invincible. They want to pick up The Boys. They want to pick up Walking Dead. And they don't care how they get it. They just want to read it, so they'll go and they'll buy the trade paperbacks. There's not a lot of those. I mean, I wouldn't exactly say bandwagon pop culture fans. I mean, I understand that, but at the same time, for an industry that's been dying a slow death for 30 years, like the comics industry, I'm going to heartily welcome anybody that has an interest in the genre, regardless of how you found out about it. But where I live, there's less of those people and more of the just diehard fans. So, like, occasionally there will be people that come in, like, with their kid or something. They're trying to get their kid into the hobby. And so, yeah, like a trade paperback, would be a good way to introduce them to it. A nice, cheap way to get their kids to check it out. But that doesn't happen a lot where I live. More, it's just the guys that just, they've been reading comics for decades. This is what they do, and this is how it is. Pros, better quality. Pokemon games will finally look and move as they should. Con, the same as everyone's Nintendo games, about to become extremely expensive and made even worse by the tariffs. Exactly, Billy. I could not agree more with you. Casuals, I guess, would be a fair term. Casuals. Your brother got a complete set in all the versions of Death of Superman series from the 90s. Nice. Fernando, what's going on, my friend? Good to see you. Resurgence in the comic world, local comic stores seeing a comeback, thankfully. That's good. Like I said, I'm going to accept anybody. That helps the entire industry. Anybody that claims to be a comic book fan and wants to call people that come into a store because they saw a TV show like Posers or anything like that. They're doing themselves a disservice because we need those people to help keep the industry afloat. Old Nintendo dude, that's right. Double boop the screen or your poo, I guess. Idea of game chat. Yeah, I love the idea of game chat. And you guys know, I'm typically not a person that cares a lot about graphics. I care more about fun and playability. But if that frame rate for the shared screens is the actual frame rate, I'll keep voice chat on. I ain't throwing on the screen share. Yeah, casuals are the backbone of every community. Exactly. I've never understood the idea of gatekeeping a hobby. That sub count went up again. It's now 2023. That was a pretty decent year. If that was you that just subscribed, please let me know so I can say thank you. Made the game chat a subscription. Tell me more about that, Fernando. I heard a few different things about that. Like, I heard first off that it's free for the first year. Like, I did see that on the website, that anyone can use it through, I think, end of March next year. Nothing to see here. Thank you so much for the sub. But is that a separate subscription from the Nintendo Switch Online, or is that included in Nintendo Switch Online? Your past meals to others. Oh my gosh, old Nintendo. If that means what I think it means, you're nasty. Yep, just 2 more sub years away from the current sub year. I think that's a sentence. Because if the game chat is included in Nintendo Switch Online, I'm totally fine with that. And it makes sense with the way that they have monetized online capabilities. If it's a separate subscription, that's ridiculous. Oh, there's gonna be a price increase for Switch Online? I mean, I can't really say I'm surprised about that. I'm a little disappointed, but I can't really say I'm surprised. Bless you, Experiment. But yeah, I mean, the chat feature, that'll be real key for things like if, you know, people are still doing like Dynamax adventures or Terror raids or, you know, whatever the multiplayer feature in ZA is. Clocky, good morning, buddy. How are you? I think I remember Clocky. Is it Mumoto? Was that the final name, Mumoto? Yeah, the chat's gonna be free for a year, and that's smart. That's smart. They're gonna, you know, basically give everyone a free year subscription to it, and then people can choose whether or not they want to continue it. I think that is a very smart move, and honestly, considering all the other controversy surrounding money with the Switch 2, it's a little surprising if you think about it. Given everything else that people are complaining about, it is a little surprising they would give the chat feature away free for a year. Mumoto. I love it. I love Mumoto. Probably end up getting the Switch 2 a second hand. You're going to be playing Deltarune on June 5th. There you go. Static for playable Moo Moo Medocow in Mario Kart. That's pretty awesome. Scale of 1 to 42. What are your thoughts on mouse features of Joy-Con? Old Nintendo, I'll tell you this straight up. Prior to the Treehouse stream on Thursday, it was about 4. After watching them play Metroid Prime 4, I would say it's about 29. Carf, that's good. I hate the direction Nintendo's taking, hiking the price up on everything and choosing lower quality hardware, being able to make $200 more expensive console with OLED, and choosing not to. I mean, that's a fair opinion right there, Ari. I can't argue it. Oh no, Kieran, it is an AI Pokemon. It is an AI Pokemon. Now, whether or not Clocky was inspired by the cow in Moo Moo Meadow being a playable driver. That's not for me to say, but that is an AI cow named Moomoto. Normal type. Gojira Nation, we did end up getting the shiny Heracross. We hit 5,000 encounters on the soft resets in Pokemon Shield. And then I flipped a coin 3 times. And then we ended up getting it in about 20 minutes on Scarlet and Violet. With a sandwich. If you were a Pokemon, what would your name be and what type of Pokemon would you be? Good question. My name would be... Kronto. My name would be Kronto, and I would be a dark ice. They're lowering themselves to their unique position in the video gaming industry in order to compete with Xbox and PlayStation. You know, I think I understand what you're saying, Ari, and I kind of agree, like, a lot. If I'm right with what you're saying, like, for a long time, Nintendo has been the more accessible, the more family-friendly, the more affordable choice in video games. And in order to balance that out, they had to be a little bit behind in technology, right? Like, I've never expected a Nintendo system to meet the same technological points as like a PlayStation or an Xbox. I never expected Nintendo to compete with them from a technology standpoint, because that's how Nintendo keeps themselves more affordable. But now we're kind of in a space where it looks like Nintendo could become more expensive than Xbox and PlayStation, and paradoxically move even further back in technology. In certain things, like I'm super excited about 4K in 60 frames per second. I'm excited about 1080p in 120 frames per second. But like someone made a really good point. They were talking about like this game chat. They were talking about this game chat feature they're introducing, and they were talking about it like it was the best thing since sliced bread. And people were like, this has been around for everybody else for years. This is nothing new. Don't be acting like this is some great modern technology. So it's a little confusing, the message they're sending, where they're saying like, you know, we're really stepping it up, but they're stepping it up to where the other systems already were. And since we're stepping up, we got to charge more money, but you're charging more than the systems that have already been where you are. It's kind of a confusing message. Yeah, if I want those crazy specs, I just buy an Xbox. And like, you know, and like I was just saying a few minutes ago, like I've never been like a graphics snob. I mean, yeah, I like nice graphics. I mean, who wouldn't? But I care more about the playability and the fun factor of a game than how realistic the graphics are or what the frame rate is, you know? So that's why I've always been, you know, super fine with just, you know, playing mostly my Nintendo. I've also, you know, bought some PlayStations. But, you know, I've always played Nintendo more than PlayStation, even though PlayStation is objectively a better system, you know, technology-wise. So, I mean, I think it's cool that Nintendo is upping the technology to become a little bit more competitive, but they're still in third place, but they're charging first place pricing. Ari, that is so brave. I'm so proud of you for having the courage to say that. You don't care about trees in video games. Hassan, good morning, my friend. Good to see you, and thank you for the new late goal. And thank you all for the likes. How long until they release Light, Switch 2, or OLED? I would say probably, well, look, we don't even know when it's coming out yet. That's the bottom line. We can theorize all we want. We can assume all we want. Fact of the matter is, at this point, after what happened this week, we don't even know for certain when the Switch 2 is coming out. They can say they haven't changed the release date yet, but it's not a sure thing. It ain't. But so I would say, Fernando, probably a year after they release the Switch 2, I could see a Lite or an OLED. You're doing permutations for Shiny Alpha Typhlosion. Nice. Good luck on that. Trees are the most important part of video games. Without them, games are nothing. Billy, I understand where you're coming from. But I don't know. Looks like it's got a can on its head when it spawns the bomb switch. I gotta watch this. I gotta watch this. Thank you, Clocky. I love it when people make observations and then I see what they're talking about and then I can't unsee it. Can on its head. I can't wait. Bring back Moo Moo Farm, right? Alright, I gotta see this. It does, Clocky. Oh my gosh, it does. Thank you for that. Yeah, my backpack looks like a can. You know, okay, so has anyone here ever ordered a sub sandwich or hoagie or grinder or whatever you want to call it for delivery? And you get like a foot-long sub delivered to your house from like a mom and pop like sub and pizza place. Anyone ever done that? Dude went too far into the Pringles can, exactly. Is anyone familiar with the concept that I'm referring to? Ordering a sandwich and having it delivered to your house. You order subs on Grindr. Ari, that is so freaking clever. I love it. Shalfa, Infernate, Torterra, and Empoleon, but you want Hisuian, Decidueye, Typhlosion, and Samurott too? Do it. Okay, apparently you guys aren't familiar with this term. So imagine, if you will, you pick up a phone or you get on your phone onto the internet, and you look up a close by restaurant that will deliver food to you, and this food can be in the form of like a foot-long sandwich, or hoagie, or sub, or grinder. Brooke, good morning. So you call them or you place the order online. And you're like, I would like to buy this. And then in like half an hour, 45 minutes later, there's a knock on the door and they hand you the food. Like you're still in your house. You didn't have to go anywhere, but they bring you the food. And so this foot-long sandwich comes in a bag. And the bag is a foot-long, narrow bag made specifically to hold these long, narrow sandwiches. Tyler, good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Enjoy Breath of the Wild. What's a phone? Okay, so imagine you needed to talk to somebody, Billy, that wasn't right next to you. There's a device where you can press some buttons and then you can talk to them. I honestly, I don't know how phones work. But anyway, so the sandwich, and this all goes back to what Clocky was saying about the Pringles can, by the way. The sandwich comes in a long bag. So I used to live with 2 roommates in a house. And one of the roommates had a cat. And I did not like this cat, because the cat did not like me. Brandon, have a great rest of your day, buddy. Village Elder talking about the good old days. That's right. Would you be upset if you bought a foot long and it was in 6 pieces instead too? No, I wouldn't actually. That would make it easier to save leftovers. I actually like that. I might start doing that. I might start getting a sub delivered and cut it into more pieces. Forbidden Machina, that's right. Anyway, dude had a cat. Cat was a jerk. Peed all over my Harry Potter books. Just a jerk. But the one thing that I enjoyed with this cat is when we would order subs and they were delivered, we got these long, foot-long, narrow bags. We would put the bags on the floor, and the cat would stick its head in the bag, get its head stuck in the bag, and then run around the house and like run into walls and stuff. And it was hilarious. Anyway, that's what the Kangaskhan on the bottom switch, when it spawns in and it looks like its head is in a bag, but the bag is my backpack. That's what it reminds me of. It really is, Brooke. You awaken to a savory, delightful scent ushering you out of bed. You walk to the kitchen and voila, a long table buffet with all your favorite foods and sweet treats await you. Dig in. I have not seen that command in a long time, Fernando. It's so good to see you again. How oddly specific, right, Billy? Gotta go. Hope you get 2025 subs. Transition Maker, thank you very much. I hope we do too. Have a great rest of your day, buddy. 1942. We're getting close to birth years. Imagine we hit 2025 subs at the same time that we hit 2025 encounters and it's shiny. Razzie, good morning, my friend. Razzie, how long was Gage streaming last night? Three hours total? Nice. So I probably didn't miss too much then. Ate absolute trash yesterday at Taco Bell for lunch, Papa John's for dinner, and then Baskin Robbins. How is that trash? That sounds amazing. I'm jealous, Brooke. Last 45 minutes? Yeah, okay, that's not too bad, yeah. Did he end up getting Pikachu or beat Brock? Where did he end? You and Samsung got beef. Got the shiny Osh, that's it? Okay. Where's Hefty Dad? He pops in from time to time, someone silly. He pops in from time to time, just to make sure that, you know, I don't get too full of myself and to take my ego down a bit. He'll pop in and say some hurtful things or share some embarrassing stories about when I was growing up. They moved the emoji button and put a new AI thing where it used to be and keep hitting that instead of emojis. Oh no, I don't like that at all. It was so delicious, but you've been eating better and working out a lot, so you feel bad. Brooke, you know, one thing I've learned is don't, obviously within reason, don't be mad at yourself for what you did. Focus on what you can do in the future. Don't beat yourself up for eating amazingly last night. Just say, okay, today I'm going to eat better. Hefty chooses Socklet. Socklet uses Stanky Foot. Super effective. Socklet is adorable. I didn't get a chance to download it on the computer so I could show you guys before stream. I'll try to remember and do it before tomorrow. But at the end of Shiny Stream yesterday, I did donate $2. And I said, I'll DM you later what I want. And Shinies did, like, him and I collaborated, right? Like, I gave him the prompt. He hit the button. So, you know, he put a lot of work in. We did create an amazing new Pokemon line, evolution line. Both regular and shiny versions in a typing, dual typing that does not currently exist. You've officially reached my level of 2 Switch for DAs. Mantine Matt, what's going on, buddy? What are you hunting for? Want to see some glass? Always. When's the Hefty figurine coming out? Never. The closest we will get. Matthew Snyder is this Hefty custom Funko Pop that Shiny's got me for Christmas. Larry Larvesta with the raid. What's going on, Raiders? Welcome on in. Found a really good deal on a Zacian Zamazenta Switch Lite. Nice. Larvesta Swarm. What's going on, Larry? Thank you for the raid. How was stream? Cheese, I could totally see that. Some days are good for your body and some days are good for your brain. Ari, I like that. I like the way you worded that. Yeah, welcome on in, Raiders. Yeah, I suppose here in a couple months, you might be able to find some good deals on some previously unattainable or hard to find Switches. Didn't find anything, but didn't have much time to work with. Fair enough. What were you were looking for Shalfas, right? You were playing. I think you were playing Legends Arceus, weren't you? Was there anything in particular you were looking for, or just doing some flyovers? Heftgo, what's going on, Zen? Good to see you. Yeah. Pre-orders have been postponed for the U.S. We don't know when that'll happen yet, but I mean, eventually, I'm saying like. At some point, once the Switch 2 comes out, probably be able to get some good deals on some Switches. Looking for perms, only managed to find one. It was empty. Aw, dang it. I'm sorry. Froky, you're just in time. We're hitting birth years, Froky. I think you're coming up here on the next reset. Zen, I've read the first 3 trade paperbacks, which is the first, I think, 13 issues. I think that's the right number. Kieran told me that is the end of issue 13 is the end of season 1. So I'm going to start watching the show now. I'm having trouble finding volume 4 in the same format as the first 3 books that I have of it. I also got the Mario RPG game. Nice. How you liking it? Natasha, what's going on? Good to see you. Froky, I'm just teasing you because of last night. We're now even. I think we're going to take this up to 1980, which is a pretty good number. And then I'm going to go on a quick break. And then when we get back, we're going to open up some packs. We're going to play Guess the Plush. Zen, we're going to play Guess the Marvel Superheroes, so I can show you another epic collection that I bought. Chapter 116, did the same of reading up to the end of seasons and watching the show. Oh, dang, Zen, you've really put in work. Holy crap. How many total issues were there? Busy day with the kiddos today, but it's on your weekend list. Nice. I hope you and little Mantike have fun this weekend. Yeah, I don't even know how many issues Invincible ended up being. $144. Okay. Yes, you're closing in on the end. Baseball game and Minecraft movie. There you go. It's peaked, to be honest. I mean, I've heard nothing but good things. Yeah, I finally picked up Volume 3 a couple weeks ago and read that. Well, I reread 1 and 2. I hadn't read those in a couple of years. And then I read Volume 3. I read those 3 in an afternoon. And I was like, okay, I guess I'm ready to watch Season 1 now. But I'm having trouble finding a physical copy of Volume 4 in the same format as the ones I have. Kirk, what's going on? Good to see you. Pokestar 101, I'm doing fantastic. How you doing, bud? Chicken jockey, that's a phrase. Thank you all for being here and hanging out with me, and thank you again, Larry, for the amazing raid. We are just 4 likes away from that like goal of 50. I think we could probably do it. Hi, Papi. What's going on, Brandon? I don't know what that first word is. I know what ramen is. I don't know what the first one is, but I'm sure it's delicious. Rousey, that ramen last night did look very good. Come on. Come on, Kangaskhan. I can't believe we're over odds on this. So small. Yeah, so the way it works is once the game starts up, it spawns up out of the ground. Like, it's real quick. Like, it happens with all the spawns in this game, and you usually don't notice it, but it spawns up out of the ground, and since I'm staying right on top of it, it encounters me before it fully forms. But it does look really tiny. You love the gooey eggs? Sancocho? Sancocho? It's a hearty soup. Hearty soups are good. I got it? Nice. Yay me. Alright, here we go. Last check before I go on a quick break. Let me not mention eggs are right. You asked, Razzie. You asked. Room temperature Tupperware of canned corn. That's hilarious. No shiny. Alright, I'm going to be back in just a few minutes. Please feel free to hang out, chit-chat. Try not to make too much fun of me. I'll be back in a few minutes. When I get back, we're going to open up some pocket packs. We're going to play Guess the Plush. We're going to play Guess the Marvel Superhero. Fernando's in charge. Be back in a few. Okay, I'm back. I'm back. You drink the black olive juice, you nasty, Ari. Get out of here. Alright, you guys ready to open up some packs? Let's open up some packs. I'll see you on the other side. Anne Marie, what's going on? Good to see you. Alright, I don't even know how many packs we're going to open. I know it's going to be a couple 2-tree. Just got Charizard EX. Nice. I haven't gotten that one yet. You missed me so much since you saw me a second ago. I missed you too, buddy. All right. I got 76 hourglasses, so we can open up 6, 7, 8 packs. We can open up 8 packs. Here we go. Last week, we got the shiny Wiglet. Let's see if we can get another shiny. Let's spin it for luck. Cooper, what's going on, Cooper Frey? Don't have a milk filter. I don't. How'd you achieve that many hourglasses? I did the solo battles. Florigato. Sprigatito. Rattata. Raticate. That's interesting. And Kadabra. That's a yuck. That's a big yuck right there. Alright, we go again. Hunting Reggie Drago. Good luck, Anne-Marie. Well, that wasn't a good spin. There we go. About 20 packs open with Gage and only pulled a Meowscarada and the infamous Wigglytuff. I still don't have the infamous Wigglytuff. I actually want it. I don't care what you guys say. I want it. Licky Licky. Hitmonlee. Cyclizar. Bidoof. Ooh, Golden Go. Got that full art Golden Go. Drifloon, Drifloon, and then Drifblim? No way. In that order, that's crazy. Solo battles give free glasses. Yeah, the first time you beat it. The first time you beat the solo battle, it gives you free hourglasses. Yeah, Cheese, you're probably sitting on a gold mine of hourglasses then. All right, let's go again. Beat it, something smell, something cheese and feel it. Yep, exactly, Shinies. That's a good song. Weedle, Rattata, Drifblim, Pinsir, and Florigato. That's a stink. Done like the first tutorial about? Oh yeah, you got to do it, buddy. You got to do it, and you can do it like I do it, and just set it to auto battle and go to sleep. Stinky. All right, here we go. Come on. Oh my gosh. There we go. Weedle. Abra. Wiglet. Oh, buddy. Holy moly. That's a beautiful card right there. That's a beautiful card. Oh, baby. Sir Ralph McCutts, what's going on? Good to see you. Amber, hello. What can I say except you're welcome? Thank you, Ari. And Red. Way better than immersive? I wouldn't know, because I don't have the immersive. I'm not salty at all that I haven't gotten an immersive since Celebi. All right, let's go again. Last emoji was a mistake. Huh. Can we get back-to-back hits? Jigglypuff? Team Rocket Grunt? Eradicate? Varoom and... Okay, alright. That's a new one for me. I'll take it. Full Art Weasel. I like it. I'm happy. I do like the Celebi immersive. Look at him. Look at that face he has. Look at that face. He's just chilling, enjoying the fan. He just can't be bothered. I love that. He is a happy boy. Just chilling. All right, let's go again. Don't which state you can get the physical cards mailed to you. That'd be a great idea for the game. Like you pay a certain amount for the cards, you get the cards you pulled. That would be neat. I don't think it's going to be too long until we start seeing the pocket cards as physical cards. I feel pretty confident that eventually they're going to release a set based off of Pocket, which is like the Ouroboros, just like the snake eating its own tail. Here we go. You have an issue with mobile games and resources hoarding? I know you do. Alright, Varoom, Cyclizar, Ekans, Jigglypuff, and Pokemon Center Lady. Why didn't they just name her Nurse Joy? Why didn't they do that? Alright, let's go again. We can open up 2 more packs. There aren't many pocket cards that aren't already real cards. All the art except for the immersives have been used for real cards. Really? I didn't know that, Ari. I knew some of them had been used, but I thought most of them were brand new. I did not know that. I guess that's what I get for talking about stuff I don't know a lot about. Mr. Mime, Tinkatink, Flamigo, Ekans, and Electrode. Boo. Alright, we need some last pack luck. Although I really can't complain with the Giratina and the Buizel. Pokestar, yes, last weekend we got a shiny Wiglet. And the Golden Go. Yep, the Golden Go we got today too. Not shiny, but at least I don't think it is. But yeah, Golden Go is a good card too. All right, here we go. Last pack. We got Hitmonlee, Baneri, Lucario. I'll take it. That's a new one for me. Machop and Floatzel. All right. All in all, I'm happy. We got some good cards. We got some good ones. Today was a good day, as a wise man once said. Okay. Let me get the camera set back up. Hopefully it doesn't fall again. 52 likes. Does that mean we need a new like goal? All right, let's get back to hunting. I'll see you over there. And we're back. We're back. All right, so now we've entered the part of the stream where I adjust the camera again. And you guys guess the plush. So, nice transition, thank you. So, guess the plush. one of the big things you have a little bit of an issue with TCG Pocket is the fact you can get multiple immersive cards if you're going to use them to bling out your deck, but all you're doing is trading. It feels cheap. Well, I don't think you can. Oh, collecting. If all you're doing is collecting, it feels cheap. Yeah, I can understand that. Last message. She's only Nurse Joy in the U.S. Oh, gotcha. Okay. All right. We got Oddish. No. Magikarp. No. Froakie. No. Diglett. No. Sprig. No. Totodile. No. Mighty Munchkin. Thank you for the new Like Gull. Fuecoco. No. Gengar, no. Cubone, no. Not Ghastly. Not Gargoyle. Is there a Gargoyle Pokemon? Not Meloetta. Thank you for dropping Nabil's guest area. It's good to always remember Nabil. Not Tauros. Not Pikachu. Not Mew. Not Fione. We're going to do a slightly different clue this time, I think, if we need to. Not Dwagonite, not Godzilla, not Dialga, not Oddish. Okay, here's your clue. This Pokemon's evolution is in the username of someone in our little community. Emery, that was the first clue. That was the first clue what I just said. There's no clue prior to that. Not Oddish, not Celebi, not Poliwhirl, not Giratina, not Eevee, not Mantine, not Froakie, not Mewtwo. Yeah, this Pokemon's evolution is in someone's username in our community. Not Mantike, not Bruxish, not Froakie, not Mantike, not Greninja, not Slacking. Not Slackoth. Not Machamp. Not Frogadier. Not Charmander. Not Machop. Not Vigoroth. Okay, I'll give you guys a second clue. This Pokemon is a Gen 2 Pokemon. Not Magikarp, not Totodile, not Rowlet, not Experiment Hug, not Cyndaquil. This is a Gen 2 Pokemon whose evolution is in someone's username. Not Unknown, not Inteleon, not Froakie, not Chikorita, not Fergigator. Fergigator, member of the Black Eyed Peas. Not Meganium, not Cyndaquil, not Totodile, not Spinarak, not Frogadier, not Carly. Carly is one of my favorite Gen 2 Pokemon, though. Is this person in the chat today? I have not seen this person in the chat today. Not Mareep. Not Kecleon. I got you guys stumped today. Not Apom. This... Not Marchander, not Umbreon. This Pokemon, which is a Gen 2 Pokemon whose evolution is in someone's username, is a Fire type. Not Pichu, not Spinda. Not Natu. Not Flareon. Magby. Jerry coming in with the Magby, which is not right. But Razzie is right. It is, in fact, Houndour. The best boy there ever was. Razzie, I think, has gotten more of Guess the Plush right than anybody else. The person I'm referring to is, of course, Zombie Houndoom Mama, who hangs out here sometimes, hangs out in Brandon streams, hangs out in Chem streams, hangs out in Shiny streams. Best little boy ever. I love Houndour. It's my favorite dog-based Pokemon. You know nothing about Gen 2. Magic. Not Magic. Not Emma Frost. Razzie going directly into the next, which is Guess the Marvel Superhero. That was your first Humongo Shiny? Nice. I still don't have a Humongo or TNT Shiny. It's not Spider-Gwen, not Mr. Fantastic, not Iron Man, not Hulk, not Thor, not Spider-Raz, Spider-Man, Big Cheese coming up with the Spider-Man. Yes, we've done Spider-Man before, but we're doing Spider-Man again. And spoiler, we'll probably do Spider-Man again in the future because I like Spider-Man a lot. I got a lot of books. This is Spider-Man Epic Collection, Return of the Sinister Six, with this beautiful Eric Larson artwork. You got Spider-Man fighting Hobgoblin, Electro, Vulture, Sandman, Mysterio, and Dr. Octopus on the front. Look at that beautiful artwork right there. This is volume 21. It covers the Amazing Spider-Man comics from 1991 to 1992. And one of the cool things about this one, and one of the reasons I bought it, other than, you know, I just buy everything, is, let me pull it up here. This Epic Collection includes my very first Marvel comic I ever bought. Can you see that all right? Yeah. Amazing Spider-Man 347 from May of 1991. I saw that comic cover in a 7-Eleven and I said, that looks really cool, and I bought it. And that's what started everything. That's what started everything for me, was that comic book. And I felt so smart because I was 10 years old and I saw that comic and I felt so smart because I said, that's a Hamlet reference. Alas, poor Spider-Man, I slew him well. How many pages is that? That's a good question. It is a thick boy. It is a thick boy. Alice, what's going on? Good to see you. This is a total of about 500 pages. There's 494 numbered pages, and then it's got like extra bonus stuff in the back. So about 500. Okay, theater nerd, right? Aw, thank you, Alice. Alright, now let's get the shiny Kangaskhan. You have a teeny Froakie? It's small. That's adorable, Froakie. Also, by the way, little clue for future streams. I saw a lot of guesses in the chat that I do have epic collections of, so keep that in mind. There were some guesses today that were wrong for today, but could be right in the future. What are the odds of shiny Kangaskhan? 1 in 1,365. So we are over odds on this hunt. John Streckert, your Audi does not understand the difference between affect and effect. What is it about Emma Frost that you like, Razzie? What is it about her personality that you enjoy? Good morning, John Struckert. You do need to draw magic. Buffering for who knows how long. Decided to swap to your iPad. Now it's working. Oh my gosh. That stinks, Tyler Shanks. When she does anything. Fair enough. Fair enough. I don't have the X-Men Epic Collection with her first appearance yet, but I do have her actual first appearance comic. X-Men 129, which is also the first appearance of Shadowcat or Kitty Pryde. She's in Rivals next week? Oh, I thought she was already in Rivals. All right, come on, Shiny. I want to finish up this hunt. What I'd like to do is, if we finish this hunt today, tomorrow I want to start SOS hunting for a while in Ultra Sun, and then friend safaring in Pokemon X for Audino. But I'm having a little bit of trouble getting the 3DS connected for the stream. I was playing around with it last weekend, and the software kept crapping out. New X-Men film that might be coming out? Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. I was very surprised, pleasantly surprised, when they did the Avengers Doomsday cast announcement that they had so many original X-Men included. Taking them a while to get... Oh my gosh, Froki, you're hilarious. Today is Audino Raid Day. Yeah, had I been able to get the 3DS connected properly, we probably would have done Audino today, just for the timing, but I'm having some issues with it. I gotta play around with it. Like, everything works fine, and then it will just randomly disconnect. Yeah, Patrick Stewart will be in it. Yep, Patrick Stewart was announced. Just record on a shaky camera like a good old days then. If that's what you want, it might be what we end up having to do. I mean, technically, I'm currently recording this on a shaky cam. There's a Jeff skin code in a recent comic. Nice. Yeah, Patrick Stewart's going to be back. Ian McKellen's going to be back. James Marsden's going to be back. Kelsey Grammer's going to be back. Alan Cummings going to be back. Like Patrick Stewart, he's one of your favorite actors. He's really good. Kieran, why do you have to be like that? Why are you the way that you are? Kieran's a menace because of the Dionys? Probably so. That makes sense. Thank you to the 34 of you that are hanging out. And thank you for the 53 likes. Experiment, thank you for the lurks. I appreciate it. Thank you to all the lurkers. I know we got some lurkers in here. I know all 34 of you aren't talking right now, but that's okay. I just appreciate you hanging out. 53, C18. Let me guess, you're on desktop. I don't know what it is. It happens to me all the time. If I'm watching a live stream on my desktop, it, like when I open the stream, it'll show a certain number of likes, and that will never update until I refresh. Work Lurks, thank you for the Work Lurks, Razzie. You chillin', Mighty Munchkin, nice. You're on a phone, actually. Oh, that is interesting. I've never seen that happen before. But yeah, if you refresh, it'll update the likes, which are now at 54. Yeah, Jean-Luc Picard in Star Trek. Yep. That's what made him really, really super famous. I mean, I know he did stuff before that, but that's what really made him a household name. Are you a big Star Trek fan, Alice? I don't know what that is, Cheese, but I'm going to assume that probably my body does a lot of random stuff. Playing Pokemon Scarlet Shiny hunting the hard to see Pikachu. Good luck on that. Hope you get it, bud. Just look for the one that's different colored. You're a Star Trek fan? Nice. Was Next Generation your favorite version? Let's see. I have a feeling Big Cheese knows this. So there was original series, Next Generation, Discovery, Enterprise, Voyager, Deep Space Nine. Those are all the ones I can name. I know there's more. I just don't know what the rest of them are. The one with William Shatner was probably the best for you just because you were a young kid when you watched it, but you didn't watch it live, of course. Of course. You needed to rewatch all of them again for the 8th time. Holy smokes. Yeah, Ari, I don't like watching those. I don't like watching those either. Hello-fty, what's going on, Chem Nation? The PokeTuber is so famous, there are now action figures of him. Done with perfect scaling. Messed up your whole brain. Yeah, I don't like watching that stuff. Like, I like, I shouldn't say like. No, I'm going to say like. I'm going to be honest. I like watching videos where entitled people get pulled over by the cops or something, and the entitled person is a complete jerk. And then, you know, maybe every once in a while they get tased. But, like, just people, like, having, like, a street fight, no, I don't like watching that stuff. Enterprise, Discovery, and Picard you really enjoyed. Next Generation was cool, but didn't age well for you. The OG stuff is funny to watch for the age factor. It is a little bit campy in today's through today's lenses. Who doesn't love a good tasing, right? Don't tase me, bro. You love Chem Nation. You watch him a lot. Me too. He's a funny man. Marvin World. What's my favorite Pokemon? It is this little fella right here. Poliwhirl. Poliwhirl is my favorite Pokemon. What's your favorite Pokemon? Entitled to Humbled real quick. Yeah. Been watching Entitled Karens on YouTube. You know, it's funny. A few years ago when I started watching that kind of stuff, I watched a lot of like entitled people, Karens, Sobsits, get pulled over by the cops, right? And the video always ends with them getting arrested. And they're still, most of the time, like, you can't arrest me, I'll have your job, blah, blah, blah. You know, like, they're just still acting like idiots. And those are fun to watch, but then I moved into, like, well, what happens next? I want to see the court trial. So then I got into watching these same entitled people, Karen, Sausage, and everything, go before the judge. And those are really fun, too. I'm doing well, Marvin World. How are you? you gotta go, Mighty Munchkin. Have a great rest of your day. And Marvin World, thank you so much for the sub. You'd watch Live PD for hours when it was easy to watch. I had a few friends that watched a lot of that. Thief bait stuff was so fun. Of course, I saw all those like videos that the whole world saw about what's his name, with the fake packages that have the cameras in them that spin around and shoot out confetti and glitter and stuff. Those are fun. Is that the thief? Yeah, Mark Rober, that's his name. Is that the thief bait stuff you're talking about, Cheese? I do play Pokemon Go. I do. Not like constantly, but I'll check spawns a few times a day, or around where I'm at, whether I'm at my house or at work. But I definitely participate in like community days, Go Fest, stuff like that. Took a sneak peek at my Wonder Pick and you end up getting your Lucario. Nice! Was that something you needed? Movie idea. Someone who doesn't understand social situation finds themselves frequently getting into arguments with strangers, has amnesia, and asks everyone, do you know who I am? I like that, Airy. Do you know who I am? And like they're genuinely asking, do you know who I am? Been watching the People's Court episodes. Love that judge. Is that the original People's Court with Wapner? They put a bike in a park tethered to a tree. Thief comes, steals bike, eats dirt. Oh my gosh. Like that's not considered entrapment because no one's putting the idea in their head to steal the bike, right? Oh, Judge Milan. I'm not familiar with that judge, but yeah, Froakie, I figured you'd know. I figured you'd remember Wapner. Got a Shundo today in Pokemon Go. What'd you get? I still have 0 Shundos. YouTube took a hard stance and killed off some huge channels because of it. Dang. Charizard. Whoa, that's crazy. Congratulations. Alright, where is this lady at? Where's the shiny lady? What color is the shiny Kangaskhan's body? Do you consider that a gray? Is it a gray? Off of incenses? Nice. Counts as booby trapping? Yeah, probably so. Ari, did you post that just because you wanted to hear me say booby trapping? After school, instead of watching cartoons, you're watching court TV shows. Grayish or tan, light brown. Yeah, I'm a little torn. If people saw your YouTube stuff, they'd be rather surprised on what you and Mrs. Cheese watch. Light tan. That's what I said, booty trap. God, I love the Goonies. You know what's really weird about like the early years of video games? I don't know why. I was thinking about this the other day, Froakie. I think you would appreciate this. I think Big Cheese would appreciate this. On the original Nintendo, there was a Goonies tie-in game, and it was called The Goonies 2. In the early days of video games, I think they were still trying to figure out what place video games would play within franchises, pop culture, and I think they were trying to say that the Goonies 2 video game was legitimately the sequel to the movie The Goonies. As a kid, you frequently visited the beach that movie was filmed on? No way, Ari. That's so cool. Marvin World, yeah, we're hoping to get the shiny Kangaskhan. It is the 40th out of the 47 shiny Pokemon I need to get that have Mega Evolutions. Did you hear about the guys who ran a scam and would sue each other in court shows and collect the money? I did hear about that, cheese. I did see a video about all that. That was pretty wild. Parents back in the day when you were playing Nintendo said that you were wasting your time in video games or never amount to anything. Yeah, it definitely is sticking around. Oregon Beach with that rock outcropping, so nostalgic. That's so cool. You heard the same thing, cheese? Yeah, isn't that wild? They made a Goonies video game and legitimately considered it a sequel to the movie. I never beat it. I just remember it being challenging as heck. That and the Friday the 13th video game. I never lasted more than like 10 minutes in the Friday the 13th video game. I could never figure out what I was supposed to do, and then it's too late, Jason found me, and I died. I remember one time I found Jason's mom's head, and it freaked me out, but I didn't know what to do with it. And then I died. Sounds like a skill issue. Oh, it totally was then. Absolutely. Totally was. You recently watched a video on how to beat the Friday the 13th NES game because you never beat it growing up. Thank you. At least I wasn't the only one. This opens up an interesting concept. Your experience with this is Scarface. The game starts when the movie ends. There was a Scarface video game? How did I not know this? Dead by Daylight. Pokestar. I have not played that, but I have heard a lot of great things about it. Never get randomly running around that game until you got game over, right? I could never figure out what the heck to do. And it was really fun. What system was that on? Matthew, I'm going to have to look up that video this afternoon because now I'm feeling a little nostalgic, plus I want to know. I want to see someone do a successful playthrough of Friday the 13th. I'm sure Kem is probably lurking while he's doing, you know, grown up adult dad morning stuff, but I'm curious if Kem ever played that game. I think for the Wii, but also definitely for the PS2 because that's what you played on. I like how you said, I think for the Wii, but definitely the PS2 because that's where I played it. Instead of just saying, I know it was on the PS2. You own that game? Have you beat it? Have you played it? Because the Wii is so fun. I mean, that's fair. It is pretty hilarious imagining a Scarface game on the Wii. Alright, Grandma, you're done playing Wii Sports. Time to play this other game, Scarface. I enjoyed the Scarface game. It's a what-if game. If Scarface never died, how he would rebuild things. Okay, kind of like a GTA ripoff. Gotcha. Fester's Quest. Oh my gosh, Razzie. Oh my gosh, Fester's Quest. You got the immersive Giratina. Congratulations, Anne-Marie. I did not own a ColecoVision. The original Nintendo was my first video game system. I never had a ColecoVision, never had a Commodore 64, never had an Atari. My friends did, and I would play it over at their houses. But my dad was huge, or still is, huge into computers. So he was a computer game guy. And he thought that video games, like video game consoles, were inferior to computer games. And then I think I just wore them down because I wanted Nintendo so badly. Finally got it. The Nintendo came out in '85. I didn't get the Nintendo until, I think, Christmas of '88. So it had been out for a few years already. And then it turned out that he really enjoyed the Nintendo, and I'd have to fight him over who got to play it. And I would lose a lot. I think I've told you guys a few times my infamous story about my dad playing Metroid. Original DS was your first game console? Okay. You beat Friday the 13th and you own Fester's Quest? That's awesome. Professor's Quest was one that was insanely hard as a kid, and you recently watched someone beat it and learned the cheese technique. You got to upgrade your weapons right at the start of the game. Okay. You know, there's another Nintendo game I never beat that I really enjoyed. A Boy and His Blob. Just DM'd you the video I watched, not as recently as I thought, watched in September. Hey, you know what, Matthew? At our age, that's pretty dang recent. That's pretty dang recent. I did play Vice City. The two GTA games I bought and played were Vice City and San Andreas. Because those came out after I was in college. When I was in college, my friends had like 3, and I'd like watch them play. But then after I graduated college and got myself my own system, I picked up Vice City, and then when San Andreas came out, I picked that up. I never beat those though. I enjoyed them, but like, I need more structure, honestly. I'm a type of guy who needs structure in a video game. With the GTA games, which I really enjoyed, I would like follow the plot missions for like a few hours, and then I would just like run around town, you know, like most people do. But then I would just get like so sidetracked. Be like, okay, well now I want to do this. Okay. And while I'm doing this, I found out about this other optional mission. I was like, well, I want to do that now. So I do that. So then I end up running around for like hours upon hours upon hours, not accomplishing anything. So I never ended up beating those games, but I had so much fun. Vice City was set in the 80s, and the time between its release and now is a bigger gap than when it was released and the era it was set in. Ari, thank you. Thank you so much for that information, Ari. Thank you so much for that fun fact that I definitely needed to know. Literally just summed up GTA. Okay, I mean, I know part of the fun of GTA was the open world, but I didn't know how many people actually beat it. Okay, raise of hands. Who here has actually beat a GTA game? Razzie, I'm so excited for Metroid Prime 4. I'm hoping, I know, I'm probably hoping against hope here. I would love for them to re-release Metroid Prime 2 and 3, or in a perfect world, a remastered 2 and 3 before 4 comes out. Lorenzo, what's going on? You've beat one. Pokestar, you've beat it. John Stricker, you've beat it. Yeah, I just like farting around. I always have a good time with those games, but yeah, I've never beat one. I've probably never even gotten out of like the opening chapter. Froky, I hope so too. It just seems like such a tease that they remastered 1. And like when they announced that they released a remaster of 1, it was like bittersweet, right, Froky? Because I was like, okay, that's cool. I'm definitely picking it up, but that makes me think it's going to be a much longer wait for 4. Because in my head, in my brain thoughts, I figured if they're remastering 1, then they're going to remaster 2 and 3 as a build-up to 4. Try and get a larger audience. Try and introduce these games to people that never played them before to get them interested and excited about 4. But so they remastered 1, and then now they're announcing 4's coming out. And it makes me like, I feel like I'm happy, but I feel teased. Didn't even know the GTA games had a storyline until you saw Ricky playing them a few years ago. My gosh, they should have remastered 3 because Liberty City was an awesome game. Like that, like I said, that one I didn't own, but I watched a lot of friends in college play it. 3 was pretty awesome, and Liberty City is classic. 1 is GTA 6 coming out. And what systems is that going to be on? I'm assuming PS5. I'm assuming computer. I don't know if it's going to be on Xbox. I can't imagine it being on Switch too. Y'all ever see that video that compares the map sizes of games widely considered to have huge in-game maps? That's a pretty neat video. Ari knows what I'm talking about. Like they start with like the smallest map that's considered a big map, and then they start overlaying like the bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger maps just to show the scale difference. Yeah, I don't think it would have the capability of being on the Switch too. 20.99 checks, Ari. 20.99. No shiny. What the hefty? So after we get this one, we'll have 7 left to get. Latios, Mawile, Audino, Gyarados, Aerodactyl, and... the other one. Oh yeah, Kieran, I've seen some of those too. What is the last one? Who am I forgetting? Latios, Mawile, Audino, Gyarados, Aerodactyl. Altaria, duh. After you get this, you should go back to Heracross and Sword and Shield. John Strucker, I'll tell you what. I will, I'll put it out there right now. I will say it in public. If there is time left in between us finishing this, this challenge and ZA coming out, I will go back to the Heracross on Sword and Shield. It's so easy to get Magikarp and Scarlet. It is. However, I did ask the members of the channel how they wanted me to hunt for Gyarados, and they overwhelmingly told me they want me to hunt for the Shalfa Gyarados in ZA, or Legends Arceus. Ooh, Aries got a story. I'm excited. Okay. So of all the Pokemon that can Mega Evolve / Primal Evolve, only one Pokemon doesn't need a held item for it. That's Rayquaza. So you ran an experiment in Ultra Moon. Let's hear it, Ari. Flying Gyarados would be a cooler hunt. Shiny said the same thing. You gave a Dragon Ascent as a move and a Z Crystal as a held item. See if it could do both Mega Evolution and Z move. Ooh, I like this concept. Shinies, that is not completely accurate. It's just you were outvoted. It turns out I just prioritized Mega Evolution and you couldn't use the Z move. Interesting. So there's no way to turn Dragon Ascent into a Z move then. You can't Z move Dragon Ascent. It's just impossible. Like, I'm sure they programmed a Z move effect to Dragon Ascent, but there's no way to legitimately do that. Do you like Mega Charizard X or Y, and why? I gotta be honest, I keep getting the two confused. Let me open it up and take a look at them, and I'll let you know. Where's the... the heck? Where's the Charizard sprites? Hold on a second. Now I'm confused. Gen 1. Oh, there they are. Um, I think I prefer the Mega Y, but I like the Mega X's shiny more. That's funny, Ari. You and I are the opposite. Once you the Mega Evolution in the battle menu, the next time you see the battle menu, it doesn't have the ability to use a Z move. Interesting. The greenish gray shiny just doesn't do it for you. I think I like it because it's so different, right? And yeah, and likewise, Ari. I'm not saying I dislike the X, but I think shiny wise, the X is the same color scheme as the regular Charizard, which is fine. But I like how the Y is completely different. Or other way around. Other way around. Harry, why do you hate Shiny Mega Charizard X? I don't. Yeah, I like not always, but most of the time I like it when shinies are very different from the standard. So when it comes to megas, it's a little bit of a unique case where I like it when the shiny megas are different colors than the shiny regular. Like Garchomp, perfect example. Gengar. You like the X shiny and design more. Yeah, I like the Y design. I like the X shiny. But I mean they're both cool in their own ways. You like X standard color more. I mean, it's cool. It's cool. I like it. I like them all. Shinies, are you busy this afternoon? I might have, like, not a lot of time, maybe like 10, 15 minutes. I might need your technical help with something. I don't know if you're still out there. Something just so good about black and red shinies, that is true. I was not a huge fan of Shiny Greninja until Gen 9. I thought they did a great job with the Gen 9 Shiny Greninja model. Which I know is kind of a hot take, but what I didn't like about the Shiny Greninja in previous gens is I felt the black was too, like, it was like one shade. Like, if you look at the non-shiny Greninja, there's all different shades of blue across the body. But the shiny, it's like they took all that shade away and it was just one solid color. And then the Gen 9 shiny Greninja, it really felt like they gave the shading back. Good morning, JJ. So it wasn't that I didn't like the color of shiny Greninja. I didn't like that in previous gens it seemed to be lacking, like, detail, I guess. But they fixed that in Gen 9 for me personally. What about shiny Articuno? It's clean. I wouldn't say it's anywhere like near the top of my list. I think it's not as good as Moltres. I think it's better than Zapdos. Yeah, I know what you were getting at, Ari, but I think it's okay. Doesn't really knock my socks off. Thought it was interesting that they cut down the number of colors. Yeah, I mean, it gives it like a solid look, which, I mean, the shade of blue is really good. I like the shade of blue. Yeah, like if it has to be like one blue, like that's a good blue to be. But I mean, and I'm sorry, Kem, if you're listening. I don't know how Kem feels about the shiny. I know Articuno is his favorite Pokemon, but I don't know where it lands on his shiny collections. Do I have bony elbows? I mean, I have bones and elbows. I mean, I don't have a lot of fat on my elbows, if that's what you mean. You thought it was interesting when shinies aren't direct palette swap, but are essentially changed. I agree. Articuno has good shiny, yes. Alright, well, I just lost my mod wrench. But that's the beauty of Pokemon. Everyone can have their favorites. And that's okay. Where is this Kangaskhan at? For the love of Pete. Big Cheese, have a great day, buddy. Thanks for hanging out. Beautiful white shiny. That's what I wish Regice was. I wish Regice was just like practically clear. But yeah, Articuno would be a beautiful white shiny. Think it's the best of the three birds? I mean, that's fair. I mean, Black Ice, Regice would have been good too. I would totally take either one of those over what we got. So when I was a kid in the early 90s, a couple few years into collecting comic books, there is a toy company that I believe Razzy's familiar with, because I think they made some wrestling figures as well, called Toy Biz. And Toy Biz handled all the Marvel Comics action figures before they went basically bankrupt and Hasbro got the rights. And so they released an action figure of Iceman from the X-Men. And it ended up being really hard to find because, like, the thing back then was all the action figures had to have some, like, built-in gimmick. There had to be something. Either, like, Wolverine had, like, spring-loaded claws. Cyclops, had a switch on his back so his eyes would light up. Spider-Man would shoot webs. Or, like, the original Spider-Man had suction cups on his hands so he could stick to, like, windows and stuff. You had like Venom that came with like this ooze stuff that would like ooze out of his chest. And so Iceman's thing was if you put him in the freezer, ice crystals would form on his body, which I thought was super cool, but it didn't work quite right. So basically Iceman got recalled. There weren't a lot of them out there, so it was like impossible to find. But Iceman, the original figure, was like a pure clear white. Just like basically it was clear with like white accents. A couple years later they did re-release the figure but without that ice forming feature. Instead they gave him an ice sled with like a little bit taken out of it that you could like put water into, put it in the freezer, it would turn into ice, take that out. So then you got like Iceman's like standing on ice. And that one was like a blue, like Regice. And it was cool. It was all right, but I always wanted that clear Iceman. And I think that's where my obsession about a clear Regice comes from. Trump likes carrots. It's on Google. I like carrots too. Galarian reminds you of Batman. Galarian what? Articuno? I could see that. Yeah, I like the Galarian forms. They're pretty neat. And I thought it was pretty cool how the shinies are the original Kanto forms standard colors. I thought that was clever. The Galarian birds are superior. They're pretty sweet. The designs and concepts of all three are peak. I agree. They're definitely up there towards the top of regional forms. I still think the best regional form so far has been Alolan Marowak. I just don't know how you can get better than that. Hisuian Zorua is pretty darn good too. Which I just realized both of them are ghost types. Pretty close to your favorite trio design-wise. I could definitely see that. H Gaming, what's going on? Good to see you. Alolan Exeggutor has been on TCG cards since the late 90s, early 2000s. Also, one of its original Dex entry described Alolan Exeggutor perfectly. I've heard about that. I've heard that. How do I put this? In the early days of Pokemon, when all the designs weren't standardized, there's a lot of Exeggutor artwork from back in the day that's totally Alolan Exeggutor. Yeah, H Gaming, I'm going to be honest with you, the name is very familiar. I definitely recognize the name. I don't remember how long it's been, though. Eudora, Cantonian, Ninetales 2 is your first favorite Pokemon. Somehow they made it even better. Yeah. Alolan Ninetales is pretty awesome. Worst has to be Hisuian Lilligant. It is a little bizarre. Pokestar, that's a good question. I remember when, because I saw that episode way before Gold and Silver came out. And I remember when Gold and Silver came out and they introduced shinies. I assumed that the shiny Butterfree was the pink one. And it honestly, it totally should have been. I don't know if it was from the Pinken Island or if at the time the animators were just having fun imagining a female Butterfree would be pink because pink is usually associated with femininity. Level 3 Taurus Regionals, they're pretty sweet. Yeah, H Gaming, like I said, I recognize the name. I just can't remember how long it's been since you've been around. But I totally remember the name. I would say Galarian Meowth for you. The little pouch is cute, makes you laugh. Evolves into Berserker, which is fantastic. Kieran, do you mean Meowth with the giant chin tumor? Oh, yeah, okay. I do remember that. Yeah, no worries, H Gaming. No worries. And again, I didn't have any problem with you promoting your channel. And just so everyone here knows, in case there's anyone new, I don't have any problem with anyone talking about their channel on my streams, as long as you're not like, hey, I'm streaming right now, everyone should come over and watch me. I don't care if you guys talk about your channels. That's totally fine. All I was doing H Gaming was letting you know that I'm like the odd one. Most channels, if you start talking about your channel, you're probably going to end up getting timed out or banned. And I just wanted to let you know so you don't accidentally do that. But yeah, you don't have to apologize for that. Been so excited for another stream. Feels like ages. It has been a week. Pink and blue were rumored to have been reversed. Pink was masculine, blue was feminine. Wasn't in World War II until things started to shift. I have heard that, Shinies. I have actually heard that. I don't know the whole history behind that, but I have heard that mentioned before, that the color roles used to be reversed. You just started playing Scarlet? Nice. Are you enjoying it? Anything with a beard is A-okay with you. Kieran, I could make a joke right now about why you have a beard. But I'm not going to go there. Got your first ever shiny. What'd you get? Shinies, I literally was thinking that in my head and debating on whether or not that was funny enough to say out loud. Go there. I was, okay, fine, I will go there. I was going to say that that's why Kieran got married the other year, is because he really wanted to have a beard. Oink Loan, nice. That's a good shiny. Rude. I mean, I am. I am rude to Kieran because sometimes Kieran's rude to me. But we love each other. You haven't shaved your beard in 6 years? That's a long time. I haven't shaved in about 8 months. What do you guys think? You have a beard to hide the double chin, okay? I know that's what you really meant. Uh-huh, that's what I meant. At the end of the day, as long as you laugh, you're winning. Yeah. Yeah. I know I'm eventually going to get the shiny. I just don't know when, H Gaming. Hopefully today. Now, what PFP you rocking this hour, Razzie? Let me take a look at this. Oh, nice. You got the Dilk. The legendary Dilk. You're on holiday in London. Very cool. I went to London once. I'd like to go back. I enjoyed what I saw, which was the interior of the London Heathrow Airport. Had great coffee. Double odds? No, we're still quite a ways from double odds. We're still like almost a little less than 600 checks away from double odds. You got to go. Experiment, thank you for being here. Finished watching Over the Garden Wall last night, and what did you think, Ari? It was nice. It's a good review. We're probably going to be streaming for about another half hour or so. You liked The Beast. I haven't seen it. Everywhere you look, everywhere you go, there's a heart to hold on to. Is that Full House? I feel like that's Full House. A heart to hold on to is Kali Ma. That's well played, Shinies. I'll give you that one. That's well played. Going to Chessington theme park tomorrow and sleeping in Legoland Hotel before having the exam in Legoland on Monday. You're having an exam in Legoland? What's the exam on? Does it count if you get a traded shiny? For me personally, it does not. For anybody else, it's up to them. Oh, a day in Legoland. Okay. I thought you had to like take a test about Legos. It should be pretty cool. You just hit 1,400 eggs on your Castform Oris Masuda hunt. This is rough. Yikes. I have to hatch Castform in BDSP, and I'm not looking forward to it. Got your ticket for Collecticon. Sweet. When's that, Froakie? May 24th and 25th. Nice. Shiny 037. Good to see you. Lego test. You'd fall to pieces. Oh my goodness. Shinies. No, but I was saying earlier, you were probably like running around the house doing stuff. Shinies, do you have like 10-15 minutes later on today? I'm having a couple of technical issues I want to pick your brain about. Legos just made their first Pokemon set. Yeah, apparently 2026. They're going to start coming out with Pokemon sets. It's pretty neat. Oh, thank you, buddy. Thank you. Yeah, I'm having a little bit of an issue with the 3DS. I actually was planning on doing the Mawile hunt last weekend. But when I was setting up the stream, like I could connect, and I know that you personally don't have a lot of experience with the software, but I know you have a brilliant mind. I could connect, but then it kept like kicking me out. It kept disconnecting. It kept giving me errors like after a minute or two. And I just want to make sure I don't know. I just want to pick your brain. Yellow Flash, what's going on? Good to see you. Because it was working fine the other week when you and I were working on it, so I don't know if it's like an issue where, I don't know. I don't know if like the streaming software is having something to do with it or if it's coincidental. Biggest fan, never miss a stream. Well, I'm here almost every Saturday and Sunday at this time. See if I can find out. Yeah, like I mean, even if it's just Nick, even if it's just like at the end of it, you're like, yeah, I don't know what's going on. That's weird. I would be okay with that. I just want to make sure it's not like I'm just doing something stupid. You know what I mean? I'd rather it be a mystery than it to be something dumb I'm just overlooking. Odds checker for Masuda with charm. I don't know if Jerry Sepp an egg, like a Masuda checker. I don't know, honestly. Ari, you're my second biggest fan. Sometimes miss streams. That's okay. I still appreciate you. Even if you sometimes miss streams. Stopping at services to get McDonald's. I could go for a McDonald's. We are 2 views away from hitting 500 on the stream and 37 people here in the chat. You know what that tells me? That tells me that this isn't the... Oh, we just hit 500 views. This isn't the most pushed out stream that we've had on YouTube. YouTube's not putting us in front of the most people it ever could, but the people that are here are hanging out because we got an average view duration of almost 8 minutes. So thank you guys so much. Amber, you are my smallest fan. Absolutely. You got the monkey chest, Pokestar. Absolutely. It's all about finding those positives, right, Razzie? Numbers are numbers. It's all about how you interpret them. If you could change one thing about the world, what would it be? Paper straws that don't taste like paper. That's what I would change. You're the Southernest fan? You might, well, Southernest US fan, probably Mantine Matt. Aries got you beat. You could adjust the odds so they line up 1-to-1 full odds. What? You would change world hunger. That's a good cause too. That might be a better one than having paper straws that don't taste like paper. Anyone from Argentina would have you beat. I have no idea, Shiny 037. Thank you to the 32 of you that are hanging out here and for the 61 likes. You guys are incredible. Yeah, I got you, Matt. You might be. You might, in fact, be. You certainly sound like you are. I'm just teasing. I love your accent. Reminds me of home. Open 8 packs? We did. In fact, we opened, God, how many was it? Like 8 packs? We did open 8 packs about an hour ago. You can go back and look at it. We got some nice hits, actually. No shiny cards, but a couple of full arts. And a couple other cards I just needed, too. Pretty neat. We got some good cards today. Thanks again to Larry for the amazing raid. I don't know if Larry's still hanging out here or not, but that was an awesome raid. We're only 2 subscribers away from our sub goal for the weekend. What all megas I still got? After Kangaskhan, I need Latios, Latios, Audino, Mawile, Gyarados, Aerodactyl, and Altaria. Ran the numbers. If you have the shiny on 3 eggs, then you would have gotten it 24 if it was full odds. Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. Yes. Yes. Correct. What should you do with the Master Ball? I just got it in Sword. Hold on to it for now. Yeah, hold on to it for now. I don't think it's too difficult to catch the Box Legendary or Eternatus. If I remember correctly, it's been a long time. But you can hold on to that if you're having trouble catching those. Or you can save it for, like, a shiny that that you really like. Mantine Matt's right. Yep, save it for the shiny Mantine or Mantike. That's what you gotta do. You turn this like a DA. Are you guaranteed to catch it, Kieran? It's been years since I fought Eternatus. Onyx shiny. That's what you'd use the Master Ball on. There you go. I can't remember the last time I used a Master Ball on, like, just a regular, like, boss type Pokemon. Okay, it is 100% catch rate. I couldn't remember that. On Regidrago, if it ever shows up. You know what, Anne-Marie? That's not a bad call, ball-wise. But I'm sure you're going to get it, Anne-Marie. If there's two things I know about you, Anne-Marie, it's that you're a wonderful person and you never give up. Where's your shiny Chansey? I don't know. Are you, you're playing Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon, right? It'll come. Trust me, it'll come. Guess the plush we did, H Gaming, but since you missed it, I will give you one shot. I will give you the same clues I gave everybody else. Let's see if you can get it. This Pokemon is a Gen 2 Fire-type Pokemon. Use one on Mewtwo and BDSP, liking using the M for certain mons. Oh, okay. That's cool. I like that, actually, Manty Matt. Matthew says Houndour. John Struckert says Magby. Manty Matt says Magby. What do you think, H Gaming? What are you guessing? Shiny 037 saying Slugma. Come on, Shiny. 517 views on the stream. That's pretty awesome. Chimchar. Matthew Snyder was correct. It was, in fact, Houndour. I'm going to assume that Matthew Snyder did not cheat and go back and check, because that's not something that Matthew Snyder would do. Has a unique shiny the more you look at it. It is. What color do you think it is, Matt? We were debating this earlier. What color do you think the body is? Is that like a gray? Is it like a tan? Is it a brown? Gen 2 Shiny Houndour specifically? Well, it's not shiny. It's just a regular type. But he's a good boy. Grayish Sandstone. Look at you busting out the fancy terms. I think you're right. I'm accepting that as canon. Grayish Sandstone. What am I going to have for lunch? It's a shade of tan. Sandiscon. I like that, Kieran. Look at you with your funny words. If you could fuse two Pokemon together into one Pokemon, what would be the funniest combination? Or just sandstone that consists of gray, brown, and tan colors? Alright, I'll go with that. And that's a weird green on its head, too. Praying for another season of Defenders or Disney for a Disney Plus series? It could happen. I am 2 episodes behind on Daredevil, so no spoilers. I gotta watch that this afternoon. Regice and Furret call it regret. Matthew, that is clever. Kieran is punching a wall right now because he didn't come up with that. Regice and Furret regret. I'd be cool with another Defender series. I just hope they completely overhaul Iron Fist from the ground up. They just made him too, like, naive and dopey. My favorite Gen 1 starter Pokemon, Squirtle. My first ever Pokemon ever in any of the games ever. I didn't understand how Pokemon games worked at first. I knew there was a blue edition and a red edition. The blue edition had Blastoise on the cover. The red edition had Charizard on the cover. So I bought blue so I could pick Squirtle. I didn't know that you could pick whatever star you wanted regardless of whether it was red or blue. 2 mons from Kangaskhan that we've never received nor will ever receive. Two mons from Kangaskhan that we've never received or will... What do you mean, Matt? What is that? I don't understand that. Wailord and Chansey, Chancellor, that'd be pretty crazy. What's going on, Super Pork Chops? Oh, I got you. The baby and the Mega Baby. Okay, I understand now. Yeah, that is kind of wild. It's kind of wild that the baby technically isn't a Pokemon, even though it technically is a Pokemon. You know what I mean? They're making a Pokemon ride in Super Nintendo World Orlando. Ooh, I did not know that. Would I count Pokemon Yellow as what? One of the first gen? Oh, it's absolutely first gen. Yeah, first gen's Red, Blue, Yellow. Kangaskhan's legit 3-stage mod at this point. Technically true. Yellow is not one of the original games. The original games, I mean, if you want to get real technical, the original games were Red and Green over in Japan. You know, Yellow was made after the original duo, but it was still Gen 1. It was the end of Gen 1. And then Gen 2 started with Gold and Silver, and then they added Crystal at the end of Gen 2. Then they went to Gen 3. Happy Ditto. It has been a while. How are ya? Ari, are you still here? Happy Ditto just reminded me of something, because it's so good to see Happy Ditto after all this time. But that just reminded me, it has been so long since I've seen a Magical Bear. I wonder how a Magical Bear is doing. Hello Mega Baby ever got released, almost positive they would change its shiny to something different. Oh, absolutely they would. Favorite gen, Pokemon Gen 1 not included? Gen 7. I love the Alola games. I love Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon. Playing the new Monster Hunter Wilds DLC? Nice. I've been hearing good things about that. You're happy the DLC stuff is free? That is very cool. I'm glad it's free for you guys. Playing now so good? Nice. Yeah, I've never played any of the Monster Hunter games. I know they're very popular. I have a lot of friends who absolutely adore those games. Some of those friends are here in the chat right now. I've never played them. They look cool. You pre-ordered the premium edition of Indiana Jones Great Circle for the PS5. Sweet. I still don't have a PS5. At this point, I don't think I'm ever going to get one, probably. I'd like to get one. I just don't see it happening. John Streckert, have a great rest of your day, buddy. Monster Hunter will have free updates for years. It's legit a game that has consistent updates and free stuff, and you get your money's worth without a doubt. That's so cool. That's so awesome. Gina, how about I give you the clues and you tell me? How's that? Does that work for you? And I think I give very good clues. Swapping Chicagoans, nice. It's on Switch. Yeah, I mean, I'd like to. I'm not really buying any games right now, particularly with, you know, in anticipation of what may or may not happen with the Switch 2. Okay, Gina, here are your clues. Ready? The demo's free. I might try the demo. All right, here's the clues. This Gen 2 Fire Pokemon's evolution is in the username of someone within the community. This Gen 2 Fire type Pokemon, its evolution is within the username of someone in the community. Best part of a chicken bean, chicken breast fillet or meat coworker says the most tender part. I gotta be honest, other than drumsticks, I don't know the difference between parts of chicken. I just know it's delicious. Like, I can get like a chicken breast or a chicken thigh, and you can tell me I have a chicken breast and chicken thigh on my plate. I couldn't tell you which is which. Dang it, Hefty. What, Gina? What? I thought those were fantastic clues. This Gen 2 Fire type's evolution is in the username of someone in the community. That's a good clue if you knew the person. You do know the person, Gina. You 100% do know the person. Think of Gen 2 Fire types. You lost 66 pounds on Grand National Horse Race because your horse fell head first last second. Oh no! Microwave Chris. Okay, Gina, which part of Microwave Chris is the Pokemon? What part of that name is the Pokemon? You tell me that. Come on, Gina. I expect better from you. We all do. The microwave part. Yes, microwave. My favorite Gen 2 Fire type Pokemon. I'll give you a tip, Gina. Don't focus so much on the username right now. Think of the Gen 2 Fire types. And then compare that name to, well, does this sound like someone in the community? Dad's sub count just went up to 2024. If that was you, please let me know so I can say thank you. We're now only one sub away from hitting our sub goal of 2025. Okay, Gina, you're extremely close. I'm going to say the clue one more time. This Gen 2 fire type Pokemon's evolution is in a username in this community. There it is! I almost reset over it, but there is the shiny Kangaskhan. We got it. We got it. Shiny Kangaskhan. She's beautiful. Not shiny Tepig. You did, Gina. You very much distracted me. So, Gina, the clue was this Gen 2 fire type's evolution is in a username. You are correct. The username is Zombie Houndoom Mama. But I said its evolution was in the username. So the answer is Houndour, the best little boy there is. Happy Ditto, you are the shiny charm indeed. All right, let's what Pokemon do I have? Pangoro, okay. I'm pretty sure I looked up Kangaskhan before, but I can't remember what the moveset is. It's like a riddle, right? Exactly. Generation 8, level 60. It does have Outrage. It does have Outrage. Oh yeah, let her know, Gina. Let her go. Okay, let's see. What Pokeball would this look good in? W Pokemon. What's going on, S2K World Gaming? I kind of want to go luxury. And not a simp. Good to know. Good to know. I kind of want to go luxury. We got 5 luxury balls. Any good picks from T? Yeah, actually, Gina, no shinies today, but we did get like 3 full arts and a couple of other cards that I needed. Switch 2 is good like your stream. I would buy that. Well, thank you. That's very nice of you to say. And I'm hoping to get myself a Switch 2. I live in the U.S. though, so we'll see what the next few days hold. Kieran, how is the doggo? LCD screen, dead battery, Joy-Con no fixed. Yeah, I've heard there are some concerns about some of the hardware still. I'm still excited though. I'm still excited for it. Do I risk one more false swipe? I'm going to risk one more false swipe. He's okay taking day by day. That's good to hear, Kieran. All right, let's go with luxury ball. Here we go. Cross your fingers. Maybe Christmas. Yeah, I'm gonna. There's a crit. Oh, come on. What a fake. God bless you all. And my advice is don't buy Switch 2 overpriced. I can't argue with that. I can't argue with the price, but for me, I feel like it's still going to be worth it. For me, I'm still willing to pay it. But yeah, don't buy it if you disagree with the price. That's the best way to vote. The best way to get your message across is vote with your wallet. If you think it's too much, don't spend the money. Come on. There we go. We got it. We got it. Now for my favorite part of a live stream hunt. $40 out of 47 done. We got 7 left to go, my friends. Only 7 left to go. Let's get some nature guesses in the chat. When price go down, yeah. I mean, hopefully the. Look, I'm sure a lot of people are going to end up getting Switch 2 secondhand or when there's sales or something. Totally get that. All right, we got Adamant, we got Bold, Lax, Timid. I'm going to go with Impish. You bet a negative $100 on Adamant. All right, we got any more nature guesses in the chat? Okay. All right. We got Bold, Lax, Timid, Adamant. I'm going Impish, Quirky. First, let's check, see if it has a mark. Does it have a mark? It does. It has the uncommon mark. Our first mark this entire hunt. The first mark we got for this entire hunt in Sword and Shield, and it's the uncommon mark. But it is marked. All right, let's see what that nature is. The nature is... There we go. Naive. It is a naive nature. No one gets naive. You guys all did terrible. But we got it. All right. Just a quick look. Just a quick look at what we caught specifically in this game, specifically in Sword, for this challenge. We got the shiny Pinsir in a heavy ball. We got a shiny Aggron in a dive ball. We got a shiny Absol in a Premier Ball. A shiny Lopunny in a heal ball. Shiny Gallade in a great ball. The one and only time I ever happily used a great ball for a shiny. We got the Sharpedo in a Master Ball. We got the Abomasnow in a dive ball. And now we got the Kangaskhan in a luxury ball. We got 7 left. We got Latios, Mawile, Audino, Gyarados, Aerodactyl, and Altaria. We are not going to be starting the next hunt today because technically we're already over time. Typically the stream would have ended about 10 minutes ago. But we will be back tomorrow. I think tomorrow... It depends on how things go with my Color Shinies today. Tomorrow's either going to be Mawile or Gyarados. You'll have to tune in tomorrow to find out which one it is. But thank you guys so much for being here. Before we go, do we have any thank yous to make? All right, we did not receive any member flexes or anything today, but of course we have to thank all you wonderful people for being here, all the new subs, all the mods. Thank you all for hanging out with me and being awesome. We will be back tomorrow working on the next hunt, and have a great rest of your day. Do something nice for someone just because it's the right thing to do and for no other reason, and I'll check you out on the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.